Hello everyone and welcome back to our blind let's play of Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth for the mobile. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your Story-Based Gaming channel, and today we're continuing on. We just finished the beginning of chapter 2? I guess we can call them chapters. And now we're in the lower deck cargo hold. It's 2:52 p.m. March 12th. Wow, so this is a cargo hold, huh? It's so big! I love Gumshoe. He's just like a little kid. He makes me smile. Hope you all having a wonderful day today. I'm doing better. My voice is still weak, but I'm going to do the best I can because, hey, I love being with you all. This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating. So, this is the real scene of the murder. There is certainly a high possibility of that, which is why we are here, correct? Okay, well let's get investigating, sir. Begin investigation. Let's do it. Yes, sir? You notice anything? This cargo hold is really big. Can't believe they can fit stuff like that in here. Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of an investigation here. Whoa! Stuff's falling on me. Ho-ho! Can't get really into work without something like this happening first. Well, let's get the show on the road. So, which item do you want to start on? In this world, there are those who are masochistic, and then there is Gumshoe. Tenero's lie. So that flight attendant, Rhoda Tenero? She's a killer, isn't she? I don't think we could say that for sure yet. But there are certainly a great number of things pointing us in that direction. You mean like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase, sir? Yes. However, in regard to the keycard being stolen, I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about. Oh, I just love pushing buttons on elevators and crossing signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it. You know what Gumshoe reminds me of? Gumshoe reminds me of the kid in the elevator who takes her hand all over the elevator buttons and just hits them all up at once. So like, you know how Elf does it in the movie, where it lights up like a Christmas tree? The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, detective. It can't move. Oh yeah? I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special key card. Both the door to the attendants' rooms and the elevator's control panels require a key card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here unless they were working together. So that's what I'm still kind of like leaning against. It's a possibility. It's a possibility that these two could be working together. Is it likely? I'm gonna say she's probably the killer. But it's a possibility. Yeah, it's a possibility. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable. And this one here, it says pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. I wonder if that's going to the Fate Temple. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. So, this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think you'd mind if we take a closer look. Ah, there's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. It looks like a profile on Francisca. Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Francisca in his possession? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? Interesting. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-I-can-use suitcase fair. These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after the flight is over. Ah, the paint job is really cool, don't you think? Practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. Ah, you think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see. Oh, it's $1,200? Oh, the dots. I think I'll pass. And Miss Tenero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. That's exactly what I said. 1,200 is ridiculous. It definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. Where are the glass shards from? From the display case? But yeah, we can definitely see there's one missing. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. Ah, this sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the way, by the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. Aww, come on. Come on. Still the same. Probably nothing special there, because I'm assuming this all is going to be the same. Have you noticed something strange, or anything strange around here? No sir, I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. The dots! Yes, I was! Why at this airport? I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Francisca came to this airport as an Interpol liaison. Interpol is involved? It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. Okay. Logic. Broken glasses. Glass shards. That looks like the lens of a glass. Of a glasses. They're not the shards from the upstairs trophy case. Those are glasses. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses? Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of the glasses lenses. Ergo, the victim was here just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit too early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the possibility has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Okay, we know that these match, right? I mean, there's a direct connection between both of those. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Francisca said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, well maybe Miss Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that the Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. Aha! You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you and the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him, so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Agent Hicks was on the trail, okay. He went undercover to investigate the crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have a pretty definitive evidence. Okay, so he wasn't an art salesman. So the motive here may have changed, because instead of killing someone because they wanted the art, they could have killed them because they were under investigation, which makes Lestrange seem to be the more likely killer now. Does. Yeah, he does. That Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. Ah, but what was he doing down here, sir? Ah, there's nothing but here but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ow! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No, unfortunately. I was going to find out from after he landed. I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments in his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then, so he had Cammy Mill escort him down here, and then Cammy killed him, and then brought his body up top. But again, why? What's the motive? The killer put Agent Hicks into one of his spare suitcases and... They entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. Well, that was an easy investigation to complete. Well, I mean, technically it was carried over from before, but I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. Ah, what? Really, sir? All the dots. I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'm about that. I'm like I said, I'm thinking it's probably the other flight attendant more than anything else. Definitive evidence. If it was a crew member, any of them could have shown itchy takes to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Rebuttal. If it was a crew member, any of them could have shown itchy takes to the cargo hold. Exactly, anyone. That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Meal or even the captain. Don't be a fool! A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, clap in hand. Much like Scruffy over there. Ow! I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well, then. What about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal? Ha! I thought you might ask about her. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to cut down here. But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero. It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you could come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Erg! Yes, well. While I don't have any evidence, Be quiet! You're a disgrace! There's more evidence pointed to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. It's not just a keycard that gives her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Mr. I Fly piggy bank? Yes! She is also the person with the key to open that display case. All the dots. Further, there's a matter of the key on the display case that held the murderous bank. But that is a fake. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Oh, the dots. Oh, yeah, that's, Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and come up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something else that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain a certainty of the weapon? Well, maybe other... I mean, isn't it classic Ace Attorney to have what you think the murder is be something different because the autopsy report changes? And that's just a classic thing that this series does. So what do we need to examine further? We need to examine the body further. Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes. We don't even have the autopsy reports yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent X's head is consistent with the murder weapon? Exactly. All the dots. Scruffy? Yes, sir? Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I will share the results of HHX's autopsy. Eek! Yes, sir! And away he goes. I love the animations. So good. We got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What's up? What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said they already know this one thing for sure. Report, now! The doc said it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back, he was beaten over such a wide area. Aha! He wasn't killed with the iFly statue. He was killed with the suitcase itself. Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign that killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Scruffy, what this had a grudge against Mr. Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, was a wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective. Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. Oh, the dots. You're completely useless. Yow! Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way. What is all that racket? It's this guy again. LeBlanc. Not Lagrange. Did I say Lagrange earlier? My bad. LeBlanc. My luggage, my cargo, they're mine, and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he gave, hey, what do you? You have left me no choice but use strong force. Arrgh! You won't get past me. This is, wait, that's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about. Further, there's this matter of the key to the murder case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Well, the docs say that's one giant bruise. The docs say there's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. Ooh, something snapped. What are the... The weapons in one of the smuggling containers? No. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Well, you know, I was just thinking that it would make a lot of sense, right? Like, if it was in the things that they're smuggling. Cause of death. No, that's not it. Ah. Really? I thought that's what it wasn't. I thought it wasn't the murder weapon. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is extensive bruising over such a large area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. So you're saying that he got pushed over and fell against this and hit this is what caused all the bruising? If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. The unusually large area of bruising suggests that a larger weapon was used. So, a sizable weapon. No, that's not it. Sizable weapon couldn't be found. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. Ah, what was all that about? Why is he trying to jump his way down here? Francisca. What? What do you want? I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon. You did? Yeah, he really jumped. We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. Ah, he might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. I just love how they're ignoring everything that's going on up there because they're in an argument about the murder weapon. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't really listening at all, are you? Come on then, show me this real murder weapon you speak of. I'm gonna try my gut instinct here. This is a real murder weapon. The real weapon is this suitcase. When you say it with such confidence, I suppose you must have some evidence. Of course. Agent Hicks was placed in this suitcase alive. And it was while he was in here that he was beaten in the head and I wonder if you would die if I were to from head to toe right now. What are you thinking, woman? Of course I would. Okay, I guess that's not it. I need to think about the victim's circumstances, about the circumstances of the victim's death in a different way. So he fell down. If he fell down, then I want to have the evidence. I don't have any evidence to show you. You foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolish fool meant to fool me. Ah, yes! Oh, it's been a while since we had the full remarks. It's so good to see them back. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it at which cause Agent Hex death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death. Freefall. The victim fell from a high height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside this plane. I know. Are you claiming that there is someplace this plane from which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean. Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold. What? Well, then, we're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sirs. Yeah, it's like we all just realized this guy fell. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal! Quiet! Why are you screaming? Ah, he's alive. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. And they're just like, they're just continuing on. It's so great. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the certain current circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? It would have been a Borginian pancake for sure, sir. It's a great description. It's kind of horrific too, but I'm sorry, I just found it funny. I suppose that... That's Francisco, sorry. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be that there now, but there is no proof that it was always there. Ha! As if there could have been a window at that time when the giant box was not there. But there was. What? What can I use to show her that's possible? The box was not always where it was now. What? Here, they made a brief stop from 4 to 5 a.m. to transfer cargo. But that doesn't make any sense because here, this was from Cammy Meal though. Cammy said this, so this could be a lie. You refueled in the Republic of Shangfa? Yes, this flight had a short layover in Shangfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. It's labeled Shangfa Express. Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Shangfa. Cargo. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time? It would mean that the box was not here at the cargo hold during the European hop leg of the blah. Sorry, I'm doing my best here. Let me try that one again. Was that here in the cargo hold during the European leg of the flight? For some reason, saying this part of the sentence was just really hard. Making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. But your theory is so far-fetched. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my theory is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Alright, well let's do this again. Okay, let's look here. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. Ali Fred statue? Never heard of it. Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Well then let's get investigating, sir. He is fast. Look here. Don't go about touching my possessions without my permission. Don't rush up on me like that, pal. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. You know, if he's smuggling and he doesn't want us to investigate, that clearly means that, you know, he could be a smuggler. Oh, we got new music too. Very cool. Well, I don't know if it's new. We may have heard it in this chapter before, but I mean, it's a transition from what we were just hearing is what I meant to say. I take it this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc.
Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This Elite Wright statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much more.
Mr. LeBlanc's reasoning for choosing this plane must have been a large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Darn, how did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year, sir. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun. I had the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, is that 10 million cents? Is that in euros or in dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching.
Mr. LeBlanc claims to have bought a piece of art from Europe, but... So... we can go to logic. We can say smuggling. Valuable piece of art. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought aboard in Zhangfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How dare you say my art is a fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical things. Those things would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. LeBlanc, why did you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. All the dots. I can't read this. What does it say?
It says, as plain as day, the cargo was put into the plane in Europe.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in the certificate.
No, that's...
Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there.
Documents received from Mr. LeBlanc II. Oh, he's the second. I didn't know that. All the dots. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Huh. Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I'm right.
This. I know I've seen this somewhere before. It was in the photo of Mr. Hicks. Ah, this is the LDPlayer. It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it.
This statue has a very high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at the museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
I'll leave Fred's statue data jotted down in my organizer. I believe a closer look is warranted here. So, this is the infamous LDPlayer statue, Ah, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? Why is it called a red statue if it's not red? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. Yeah, I was right. The eyes are red here. The eyes are yellow here. Are these made of some sort of gem? Well, that's a real nice shade of orange. For a sec, I couldn't even tell that they were jewels. Oh, they kind of remind me of the eyes of the stray cat that lives in my house. Are the eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible the statue is a fake? Deduce. Picture. Those eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Well, yeah, and pretty. They remind me of the sunsets when I was grade school, sir. I don't think you can see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah! Sir, they're red! As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc.
What do you want? Do you not know that I'm a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for you to answer.
The leaf red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not?
It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you not know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago.
Ah, you better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but...
What is that? Sympathy? For what?
You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes.
Well, that large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo.
Why are they sitting yelling? Now then, ooh! It is a photo of the statue on display at this museum in Europe. Oh, the dots.
Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. I believe that with further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought aboard in Zhang-Fa. And I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. What? Document written in Borginian. Proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. Instantaneous death result from blow to back of head. Loaded on board between 4 and 5. I have no idea what I'm looking for here. So this Holy Fred is a fake. Well, that art dealer isn't looking too happy about it either, sir. I will get to the bottom of this for his sake as well as mine. Oh, I can look down. Could it be this? What's this? Ah, the statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover. Kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense, ho-ho.
You, what did you say now? Further, my clothing's item has not been stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen.
Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate.
Why should I forgive the dress trespasses? Unless it is expensive dress, you keep it.
All the dots. So... what does that mean though? What might we have here? It says Zhang-Fa Express on the cloth, sir. Something is tugging on the corner of my mind. As though something is out of place. But what is it? I mean... I'm not... This is on top of it, but what does that mean? I'm not entirely confident that there's a contradiction here. What do you think, detective? Well, I think it's really suspicious looking, sir. Well-trained gut tells me so. I see. Well, then I must be mistaken. How come when I answer confidently you take that to mean, well, of course, sir? What am I missing here? The leftover suitcases sit here lined up in two pretty neat rows. Too bad for Miss Tenero, but the design is unmarketable. Oh, why don't they sell them in the airport and have a bargain basement sale? Buy one, get one free. If you win the raffle, you get one more free. How about those ideas, sir? I think if they did that, everyone would lose. But what's up with this, I mean, that's gotta be it, right? It's gotta mean to have something to do with this. There's gotta be... But what is the evidence? What is the evidence? Did I already choose this one? I'm gonna save real quick, cause our HP bar is kind of low. And let me choose the this here. Ah, here we go. There is clearly a contradiction here.
What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. All the dots. Ah, that's not possible.
But it is. It shouldn't be that way. But the statue is on top of the cloth. Ah! If the statue was here the entire time, there's no way the cloth could have gotten underneath the statue. The only way that could have happened is if the statue was loaded up on Zhang Fa, because then it would have been placed over the cloth. I understand. Okay. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought aboard in Zhang Fa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhang Fa.
But then, what about the cargo certificate?
Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight?
Huh?
There is only one reason why. To secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed.
That may be true, however, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Supposedly, he had found the fake at the airport, and would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Documents received from Mr. Blank. Alright, investigation complete. Full HP. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? yeah, I think that's a great time to save too and stop for the day. Thank you for everything, my friends. Love you all so very much. Still trying to recover. Still kind of hard for me. Sorry if there were any unnecessary stuff in the background that you might have heard. I do my best to try to cut all of it out. But when I'm talking and stuff at the same time, it's hard to cut that out. But anyway, love you greatly. Thank you for everything. You guys are awesome. Number one YouTube community, all of YouTube. I can't thank you enough, and I really can't. You guys just are amazing. You matter to me so much, and I'm just so blessed to have you all in part of my life. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you greatly. Until next time, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.